Do Euros have to be so beige? Is it just in the design documents of the artist to make the game as brown and as miserable looking as possible? Hello, my name is Big Bubble. I sometimes go by the name of Simon, and this is a thoughts video. This is a thoughts video on Council of 4. This is a game that came out in 2015, I think, and it's gone relatively under the radar. Not many people know about it. A few reviewers have done reviews on it, but generally you can pick it up for like $15 on Amazon or like 10 euros essentially. And let me tell you now, this game is great. If you are looking for a game that is Ticket to Ride, but just with more mechanics and every mechanic is better and doesn't complicate anything, it just adds more depth to the game, it adds for a more enjoyable experience. It just brings the game from being almost like going from being like a young teenager to being into a very mature adult. This is Council of 4. This is the game that you want. Let me explain. In Council 4, you are a wealthy merchant. You are trying to expand your reach as far as possible and set up trade routes along basically a mythical countryside or whatever it is. The trouble being is, due to red tape, you have to try and convince different councils to give you building permits. It's sounding more and more boring as I speak, but you're essentially trying to get building permits. Building permits then allow you to put trading houses down in various cities. When you put a trading house down, you get that city's bonus. The cool thing about the game is when you put a trading house down next to another city that has your trading house, you form a trade route and get both those bonuses. The game is very modular. You have 3 modular double-sided boards that can change the layout of how the game's played. You also have bonus tiles for each city that get randomized for every game. The council on each province essentially is also randomized. In order to bribe the council, you're doing very much a Ticket to Ride thing. You're going to be drawing cards off the top of the deck, and you're essentially using these cards as bribes, I want to say, or as contracts. It's never really truly explained, but you essentially say, for example, there's a blue councilman, a black councilman, an orange councilman, and a pink councilman. You're trying to get those 4 colored cards. If you don't have those 4 colored cards, you then have to pay a bribe, or convince them otherwise to do so. Now, of course, there are other actions you can take. Instead of saying convincing a council or building from your building permit, you can choose to not so much eliminate or assassinate one of the councilmen, but you can choose to say just nominate someone else to be on the council because you're just that wealthy. And when you do so, you get yourself $4. That's Council 4. You just basically choose to be like, I don't feel like I'm being represented in this government, and I think you should go. And that's brilliant, because as soon as you remove one of those people and you replace it with someone else, you just potentially may have screwed over 3 of your friends, and they will all burst out into agony. As a person who had the perfect hand of 4 cards and was going to buy from that council the very next turn, you just ruined it for him. You just made him have to spend now 4 extra bucks. It's so brilliant. The game will continue on. You're essentially trying to get the most victory points, and the game will continue on until you eventually will end the game by placing your large trading house down. So, all in all, a very straightforward Euro. Now, there are different bonuses you can get. You can get assistants. Assistants are wonderful because they count as a secondary action, and the secondary action can be everything from replacing a councilman to getting 2 new building permits instead of the ones that are currently on offer. You could do things such as spend 3 of your assistants and just take an extra turn, which is, oh my god, the best feeling in this game ever. And you can also use assistants to buy more assistants. You have to pay 3 money to buy more assistants. So assistants are very useful. You can also have different bonuses where you'll be going up the favor track. You're essentially buying favor with the local king or queen. And as you go up the track, you'll unlock more and more powerful bonuses. So the very first one could be just get 2 money and 2 victory points, where the last one could be take an action, get 10 money, and get 10 victory points. It's absolutely crazy. Now, in order to get victory points, there's 2 ways. You can basically draw trading routes, which will get you points. if you have all your trading houses in a certain province, you'll get the province tile. And if you're the first person to do so, you get the province tile. And you also get a bonus from the queen because you just did so well. And those bonuses can be so powerful. Another way of scoring victory points is by taking over certain towns. You essentially are going to have towns of different colors scattered amongst the map. And say, for example, you put your trading house in 4 towns of the orange color, for example. You can then get yourself points that way. And so that's the really nice thing about this game, is that it's not just all about placing down buildings. Where you place your buildings down is very important. Do you want to pursue the option of going for these long trading post routes? Because keeping in mind, one of the best feelings of the game is every time you put down a trading post, if it's adjacent to your other trading posts, they just can form long chains, and you get that bonus over and over again. So at the start of the game, you really want to look at the board and think, well, where's the path that I should be going? And of course, it might be conflicting with other players. People are going to be jostling you for those building permits, because a lot of those times those building permits are very specific. One building permit might only be for A. And of course, someone will change that. Someone's going to spend an assistant and say, you know what, I don't want these 2 building permits. And the person sitting next to you is going to moan and be like, you damn, just mean stuff. Really hurtful stuff gets said to you, but it feels so good. But likewise, you don't have to go for the trading house option of building a long trading line. Instead, you could say go for those specific individual cities, and you might not get as many bonuses, but you get a ton of points for the end of the game. And of course, those points are hidden. Now, I will say again, what I stated before in the beginning is that the artwork is okay. It's extremely beige, and it's a good presentation. The wood's lovely, and the card stock is decent quality, and it's just not very, very exciting. This is one of the most beige games I've ever seen. I think Shogun still maxes it out. But what's cool is that CMON, Cool Miniatures or not, they're actually producing their own American version of the game, and that is brightly colored. You have miniatures for all the councilmen, and even your assistants and trading houses also have little miniatures that go along with them. And that's so cool. And that's coming out beginning of this year, so that's going to be coming out hopefully April of 2018. It's not a Kickstarter exclusive one, but it looks really good. It keeps everything the same, but it's just the better production quality. And I think personally, from the looks I've seen, it looks amazing. So I want to say that you should get this game. It is truly, truly the ticket to ride, but if you don't want to play with your family. And here's the crazy thing. I've said they've obviously added more mechanics than just ticket to ride, but it's still easy to teach. You have a player sheet that has 4 actions on your turn. And when you pull off those combos, and you can pull off those combos almost every single turn, it feels so good. When you take your turn and you end up putting a trading post down and you get 3 coins, 4 more cards being drawn, you get an assistant, you get like 5 victory points, and you keep doing that, it's such a good feeling. Likewise, when you manage to take over the select few towns, like 4 orange towns, and you're the first person to do that, and you get, say, 13 points from the tile of orange, and then the queen also awards you with another 25 points on top of it, you just are smiling from ear to ear. And there's tension because you're thinking, well, you're hoping people do not take those building permits. You're hoping the council remains the same. You're just hoping that someone doesn't put a trading post down, because if he does, then you have to spend one of your assistants. And if you don't have any assistants, you have to get money. There's a lot going on in this game. I think it's a really, really good game. I can't stress that enough. I smile when I think about it because I want to play it again, and I'm smiling because I think the better production one is going to be coming out later this year. Again, that's not to say that you shouldn't be going out and picking up this game, because you can get it for relatively cheap. In Europe, this game does cost 15 euros to get, and it is the better ticket to ride in my personal opinion. I like a ticket to ride, but just this has a few more mechanics that really sink their teeth into you. And just hold on, and you feel that intensity when you play this game, and every turn is rewarding. And that is what I love. When I can play a turn and all my friends are going, oh my word, did you just do that? And I'm going, well, yeah. And everyone's impressed by your action. That feels so good. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. As always, remember to hit the like and subscribe if you want to see more. I will put out videos almost every single week. And of course, maybe you're thinking, well, maybe I should go for this one. Or maybe thinking of going for the new one coming out for CMON. But leave a comment below. Let me know which one you're actually going to prefer. Do you want wood or do you want plastic? Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.